G'day guys, my name is Caleb, otherwise known as the Critic Kebab, and in the lead up to the 92nd Academy Awards, I will be discussing my thoughts on each of the films nominated for Best Picture at this year's Oscars. There is a playlist on the channel with all the reviews, so make sure you are checking back frequently so you don't miss out on any of them. But if you do enjoy this video especially, please show your support by hitting that like button. Now, I will be reviewing a Korean film called Parasite. I'm not going to disclose many details in the spoiler-free part of the review because this film is truly incredible, and I believe you will enjoy it so much more if you don't know that much about it like I did. I will give you the basic premise that I was familiar with when I went into the film. This story is from the perspective of a poor and unemployed family who are down on their luck. But when an opportunity arises, this family all infiltrates and secures themselves jobs working for this very wealthy family, who have no idea that they're hiring people who are related. From there, lots of exciting stuff happens. The film is directed by Bong Joon-ho, and this is the first film I have seen of his. But apparently he is a very prestigious film director, and he proved that here, because he did a masterful job helming this project. I infamously am not a fan of subtitles. I only like them when they're used for a specific purpose or for a short duration. So the idea of watching a foreign film that was all subtitles was daunting. But trust me, it was so worth it. The beauty that's on display in this film is so clear that it's breathtaking, and the characters are so fascinating that you can't help but enjoy their mischievous scam. The pacing is excellent. Bong Joon-ho establishes a rhythm and uses his time management very efficiently, and the story escalates to a point where there is extremely compelling conflict. The film addresses so many themes that are very profound, such as the class divide between the rich and the poor, but most notably, the way we treat people and the impact that can have on someone's life. The music is perfectly used, the camera work is captivating because it conveys so much implied story, and the concept is just so brilliant. This Korean film offers the best of what international filmmaking has to offer. It has an incredibly unique story that places its characters into fascinating situations that are hilarious and uplifting. But there is also a deeper meaning at its core. But regardless, this is a very entertaining film that I'm glad I saw. You should also check it out, and yes, the subtitles take some getting used to, but once you do, you are in store for an enthralling experience. Now, for those who have seen the film, stick around, because I will discuss some of the spoilers that stood out to me. But if you haven't seen it yet, definitely go and check it out, but this is your spoiler warning right now. The first half of the film is so cleverly crafted and paced that I loved watching these characters pull off this elaborate scam and then finally get to sit back and celebrate their achievement. Even though this family is from the lower class, they are extremely intelligent, so that makes them far more interesting once they do enter into this new lifestyle. Each step they executed in order to get someone fired and then replaced was genius. And it wasn't a flawless plan, but when they accomplished it, it was so rewarding. To prove that, in this shot, it's tight and claustrophobic. In this shot, it's spacious and liberating. This is fantastic visual storytelling. But I was so caught up in the moment that I didn't expect anything to go wrong. But of course, once we reach the midpoint, that's when all the twists and turns begin and the plan becomes no plan. Not only do we discover that the former housekeeper has been hiding her husband in the underground bunker for 4 years, which is crazy, but the rich family decide to come home early just when everything is unraveling. From the midpoint onwards, the film has an unnerving sense of uncertainty, and it is incredibly tense and emotional. One moment that really stood out to me was when the family are forced to hide underneath the table and the husband and wife decide to sleep on the couch. I mentioned it earlier, but the implied storytelling is so strong here. The fact they aren't discovered is pretty ridiculous, but actually it is symbolic of the relationship between the rich and the poor. The rich couple are so self-obsessed that they don't notice things underneath them, because they never look down. I interpreted this as them not wanting to acknowledge or pay attention to what is beneath them, that being the poor and the powerless. On the other hand, the family under the table is looking up, symbolizing that desire to be in the higher class, which they established when they were sitting around partying. This is great subtle storytelling. And if there are any other subtle moments that convey profound meaning that you noticed, let me know in the comments below. Another compelling story aspect was when the family finally do escape, but they come to discover that their house is flooded with sewage water. This greatly illustrates how something as simple as rain can affect people in different ways, and how that can affect someone's immediate future. Their entire house and belongings were ruined, leaving them in a state of despair, as compared to the wealthy family who the next day praised the weather and decide to throw a garden party. This juxtaposition was very emotional, and the cast did a great job of conveying this through their characters. Towards the end, when all the murder started taking place, this was a crazy climax that I didn't anticipate. All the character beats were earned and paid off in satisfying fashion, despite some of their actions being pretty evil or scary. But out of all this chaos comes a very bittersweet resolution. My only question is, how did the boy who got smashed in the head with a rock actually survive? I know he had brain surgery or whatever, but that would be my only nitpick, is how did he not die? Other than that, this is a flawless film. I'm not the biggest fan of subtitles, so I know I would have enjoyed this movie more if it were in English, but my personal dumbass opinion who only knows one language aside, this was an extremely well-crafted screenplay that was very fun and unique. Bong Joon-ho did an exceptional job then translating it to the screen, and I believe this will win the Oscar for Best Foreign Film without a doubt. My grade for Parasite is going to be an A+. The question is now, will the Academy vote this as the best picture? Because it's a safe bet to win Best Foreign Film, I think that might lessen its chances. But regardless, this is a worthy nominee, and I think one of the best films made in 2019. Let me know what you think of the film and its chances of winning in the comments below. If you did enjoy my review, please hit that like button, and if you are new around here, please hit that subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.